Good morning and welcome to CTV Morning Live on your Thursday, August 28th. We're really glad you can start your day with us. Will is back.
Yes, I have
morning.
returned. Thank you.
Good morning.
And, just in time as we head into what's hard to believe, another long weekend.
Another long weekend, exactly.
It's kind of scary that we're getting closer towards the end of summer.
So close to it, exactly. Melissa's away for the rest of the week as well. She's enjoying herself, but it's incredible. This is the last few days in August.
I know. It's just kind of zoomed by, as it always does. And we will get to the forecast a little bit later on for what you can expect. But we're going to begin with a tragic day south of the border that happened on Wednesday, where a gunman killed 2 children and injured more than a dozen others at a Catholic school in Minnesota. We will have full details on that story coming up in just a few minutes. But first, we're going to take a look at what your Thursday morning has for us, Rosie.
It's a wet start to your day, so keep the umbrellas handy. We're at 12 degrees, light rain. We'll talk about how much rain we can expect for the day. Full weather report coming up in the next few minutes.
We begin with the latest on a brazen daytime attack that left an elderly woman with critical injuries. Police say the woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square, forcing the store to close for the day and leaving residents shaken. This happened at the College Square Loblaws around 1:35 p.m. Wednesday. Police say the victim entered the store with a friend before she was approached and attacked by a man. One person is in custody and an investigation is ongoing.
I'm surprised, you know, Loblaws, like, who'd have thought? Scary. It's scary. I mean, I've been coming here for years. I never had a problem.
It's very, very sad, you know. It's just sad that somebody was stabbed. It's, you know, Loblaws is usually safe.
At this time, police have not said whether the victim and suspect were known towards each other. The suspect has not, at this time, been identified.
2 children have been killed and 17 people injured after a school shooting in Minnesota Wednesday. The shooter has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Weston. Authorities believe that they acted alone and was armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. Weston took their own life behind the church. CNN is reporting that the 23-year-old graduated from the school and that their mother worked there previously. The FBI is calling the shooting an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. In videos posted to a YouTube page belonging to Westman, the suspect described their fascination with violence and obsession with mass shootings.
We often come to these and say, these unspeakable tragedies, or there's no words for this. There shouldn't be words for these types of incidents because they should not happen. And there's no words that are going to ease the pain of the families today.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz ordered flags be flown at half-staff at all state buildings indefinitely in honor of the victims. The Toronto Blue Jays also held a moment of silence ahead of last night's game against the Minnesota Twins at the Rogers Centre.
Ottawa City Council has voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of a councillor, Stephanie Plante. It comes after the Integrity Commissioner for the Rideau Vanier councillor engaged in harassment, intimidation, and bullying of residents on social media. The city's Integrity Commissioner looked at about 30 social media posts, and in one instance, Plante replied with a meme that said, "Behold, the man has arrived to share his manly view." Another used a thinking face emoji, which the Integrity Commissioner found conveyed sarcasm and calls into question the witness's credible engagement in the debate. The Integrity Commissioner found Plante violated a section of the city's code and conduct and recommend her pay be suspended for 3 days. Plante addressed her council and colleagues before the debate.
As a whole, my post did not include abusive language. That means there was no threats, there was no insults, no profanity, nothing that meets the ordinary threshold of abuse, bullying, intimidation. Instead, she criticizes my tone. And tone is not the same as abuse or bullying.
Instead of docking her pay, council approved a motion put forward by Glenn Gower to receive the report and reprimand Plante with no financial penalty.
OC Transpo is facing more financial troubles. The transit agency projecting another multi-million-dollar budget deficit this year. The new report shows OC Transpo is expecting to run a $46.6 million deficit by the end of 2025. Staff say that's mainly due to low ridership and a lack of funding from upper levels of government. The 2025 municipal budget included a $36 million hole for possible funding from both the Ontario and federal governments, but no new funding has come through. Council did approve a plan to use $36 million from the reserves to cover the OC Transpo deficit if funding wasn't provided. The budget directions for 2026 include increasing the transit service levy and transit fares.
Voting is underway for Air Canada's flight attendants on their tentative agreement their union reached within the airline last week. Terms of the agreement include a 12% increase for junior flight attendants and an 8% increase for more senior members in the first year, with raises coming in the following 3 years. As part of the deal, flight attendants will now be paid when working while their plane is not in the air. And depending on the type of aircraft that they're on, the voting opened Wednesday and will run until September 6th. The ongoing trade war appears to be having a big impact on Canadian snowbirds, with many saying that they will not be in a hurry to head south of the border this winter. According to a new survey by Royal LePage, more than half of Canadians say that they're planning to sell their American properties within the next year. 62% cited the Trump administration as the reason.
It's the broader issues with the U.S. federal government. The militarization of their cities. You know, one respondent said it felt more like Beirut than an American city.
There were some other reasons for selling. 33% say they are motivated by personal and financial reasons, and 5% are worried about extreme weather. Cross-border travel has also dropped since the start of the trade war, with many Canadians choosing to take vacations somewhere other than the United States.
There were some familiar scenes for viewers in our region on this week's episode of The Amazing Race Canada.
Let's do this, baby. Careful. This is history.
Teams were racing all over Fort Henry in Kingston to find matching tokens, taking a helicopter ride over Gananoque, dressing up donkeys, and they had to find all of the ingredients for Thousand Islands dressing, which originated in the Thousand Islands.
A lot of cooperation amongst teams last night, and it was a non-elimination round. So they all survived to next week's episode. Good on them.
I don't even know. Do you know what's in the Thousand Islands dressing? I don't even, I wouldn't, I got nothing.
Yeah, a little bit of mayo, something to make it, no wait, Thousand Islands, is that the white dressing? I just make my own dressing, I have to be honest with you. I haven't had it.
I'm classic, just olive oil and like red wine vinegar, which I grew up on with my mom.
Yeah.
I think there's mayo in it.
I feel like there's mayo in it. It's super thick.
Yeah.
I don't do thick dressing.
It has like black, what feels like seeds in there.
You got me there. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, me and
I
you
don't
both.
know.
Somebody help
I'm
us
like
out.
Italian dressing and balsamic vinegar dress. You know, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Oil and vinegar. That's it for the extent of my dressing adventure.
We're on the same page.
Oh no. Oh no.
Maybe let us know. Help us out so we can maybe inform people.
Well, I'm going to help everyone out here talking about the weather. Keep the umbrella handy. It is going to be a wet one today. Why don't we get into it and talk about how things are going to shape up for us? Here's a look at your weather story. Yeah, we got showers this morning, showers this afternoon, showers tonight. We could get about 10 to 20 millimeters of rain locally. And then good news. For most of the weekend, it's going to be pretty pleasant, especially into the long weekend. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's take a look at current temperatures. So into Bancroft, 13, 11 into Pembroke, and we're sitting at 14 degrees just along the Seaway. A little warmer there in Kingston, 18 to start your day off. And 10 degrees, Maniwaki, Kitigan-Zibi, also 10 degrees, 12 in Montreal right now. Pretty dry, but we are looking at the possibility of some showers moving into the afternoon. So here's how it's looking the day ahead for Ottawa. Cloudy conditions. Yes, it's going to be wet. Showers off and on throughout the day. 21 your forecast high, and there is a chance we could get a late morning or afternoon thunderstorm. So keep that in mind. Tonight, more showers, and we're down to 10 degrees. Let's take a look at highs and lows throughout the region. Now, we have this system that's pushing in. It is going to bring us showers throughout the region. Into Trenton, showers could start up late morning into the afternoon. Could get a little sprinkle in the morning as well. well. 22 for your high, down to the single-digit low of 9 degrees. And there you go, Bancroft, 16 only, down to 6 degrees. So it is going to be cooler in the valley. 17 in Pembroke with the chance of thunderstorms, and you got showers throughout the day. Maniwaki, Kitigan, Zibi getting up to 16 and looking for a low of 8 degrees overnight with a few showers. And 22 into Kingston and into Cornwall, 22 as well, down to a low of 12 degrees. You can see there, we're looking for maybe a little few peaks of the sun, but then mostly cloudy showers throughout the region, mainly into the afternoon. Gatineau, 18 your high, and Mont Tremblant only getting up to a high of 14 degrees. There is a heavy rainfall warning in effect for Mont Tremblant, so just be aware of that. Lots of rain in the forecast, particularly into the afternoon. 14 your high, down to a low of 12 degrees. Montreal, mostly cloudy, afternoon showers, a high of 22, down to a low 15 degrees. Here's a look at the next 3 days. We got cloudy conditions today into Friday. 21 your high today. Showers into the afternoon and overnight. Good chance we're going to get some morning showers on Friday. 18 your high. And then on to Saturday, sun, cloud mix, and just a slight chance of showers with a high of 19, down to a low of 10 degrees. All right, let's check out your time saver traffic. The roads are wet. Please keep that in mind before you head out. No issues on the roads right now. Things are moving well.
Well, it was an emotional homecoming last night for a Manitoban man who's been gone from the province for 5 decades. Jonathan Hooker grew up on Moose Lake First Nation, but was taken from his family in the 1970s during the 60s scoop and adopted by a family in New Zealand. CTV's Joseph Bernacki has the story of his journey coming home.
It was a whirlwind of emotion for Jonathan Hooker upon his return to the province where he was born.
It's the first time I've actually laid eyes on my mother. It's all a bit overwhelming to be here today, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
It was a return 5 decades in the making. Hooker was taken from his birth family in Moose Lake First Nation in 1975. At the time, the 18-month-old child was one of an estimated 30,000 Indigenous children taken from their homes in what has become known as the 60s scoop. Hooker was adopted by a family in New Zealand and hasn't returned to the province until now.
I didn't know anything about the 60s scoop until probably about 5 years ago, and then I've only really, in the last year or so, really learned actually how it all played out. And yeah, it's been a journey, all right?
At Winnipeg's airport, Hooker's return was an opportunity to reunite with his birth mother and extended family from northern Manitoba. Hooker will return to Moose Lake First Nation for a 3-week stay. His long way home began with a discovery from a simple ancestry test gifted by his mother-in-law. Watching him arrive in the terminal, Hooker's mother was overcome with emotion.
I'm happy to see my son. I thought I would never see him again. He was only 2 months old when they took him away from me.
60 Scoop advocate Colleen Rajat says Hooker's return shows more effort is needed to reunite the thousands of Indigenous families that were separated years ago.
Many people don't realize that up to 3,000 of our children were sent out of Canada and around the world, and we need to make sure that every one of those children can come back home.
For Hooker, he's hopeful his story will be an inspiration to others looking for answers about their own past.
Hopefully somebody else again will see this and hopefully maybe start looking for their family, or give them some clues to reach out and help.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
That is an incredible story. His mother, the look on her face, so much joy.
I know there's so much power behind that when the family and you can see the emotion. Yeah, a wonderful story.
It's back to school for all next week. So in our social room this morning, we are asking you, what is your go-to dinner during the hectic work week? Let us know. Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. Good morning. Welcome back. A wet start to your Thursday. We've got showers in the forecast. Taking a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Here is what you need to know right now. Ottawa police say one person is in custody after an elderly woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square Wednesday, forcing the store to close for the day and leaving residents shaken. The woman in her 70s was taken to hospital in critical condition. And taking a look now at your forecast, it's going to be a wet one today. 12 degrees for you right now and light rain falling. Expect showers throughout the day. Taking a live look now to time saver traffic. No major slowdowns on the roads so far this morning.
Ottawa City Councillor voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante for social media posts during the debate on spring structures. Shepherd had recommended Plante's pay be suspended for 3 days as punishment for violating the code of conduct. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. When I first heard about this story on CTV, I thought, what did she do? What did she say? This must be really interesting. And then I find out it's a mansplaining meme and the thinking emoji. Seriously? Somebody complained about that? You complained about that? You think that that's intimidating and harassing? A couple of memes on social media? You've got to be kidding me here. Come on. Listen, this is democracy working. There's so many negative things about social media and so much hatred out there. Every once in a while, I think we should appreciate the good news. This is a situation where you can have a direct debate with your member of city council. Be grateful for that. That's exciting that you can do that. That's one of the great things about social media. You can go on X and talk to a CEO. They will hear your views about something their company has done in a way you would never have gotten access before social media. You might even get the attention of the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of Canada by going on social media and speaking to them in a way that they might well see while they're sitting in their bathroom early in the morning. This is fantastic. Be grateful you have access. Now, I think Stephanie Plante got down in the dirt a little bit. She sounded kind of thin-skinned and defensive. And when you heard her defend herself at City Hall this week, she also sounded a little thin-skinned and defensive, maybe a little childish as well. But that's great news, too. We got to learn a little bit more about a member of City Council a lot of us barely even think about. We get to decide for ourselves, wow, does she have a dim view of man? Is she a little anti-man? I don't know that she is, but I'm now thinking about it, and I'm now wondering if that's true. So I see nothing here. I don't even think she should have had a reprimand at all. I'm certainly glad they didn't dock her any pay. This is democracy. It's free speech. It's debate with your member of city council, and you don't even have to go to City Hall. So let's be grateful. Let's grow up. There's way worse stuff going on social media than this.
I was just going to say, you definitely see a lot more harassment and violation through social media. I mean, it can get ugly in a very quick period of time. Do you think this might hurt her in her future, though, that people might see her in this light? Because even if you don't look at all the facts and you just hear about the reprimandation and not look at it, you might just go, oh, okay, I have an opinion of her now.
Yeah, well, she only won that seat by a few hundred votes, I think. So, yeah, it could impact on her in the next election, and that's okay. That's also democracy at work. I think that it's probably more negative for her than it is positive. Some people will like her more. They'll say, I like that she's feisty, and I agree with her particular point of view on sprung structures as a reaction you might have. I'm glad she's out there fighting for us. Whatever your view is, that's the great thing. It's your view, and you get to vote and decide. That's why we don't need a reprimand in this situation. We already have a way of reprimanding members of City Council. It's called an election. Let's use that.
Yeah, of course. Well, always appreciate your time, Bill. Have a wonderful show.
Have a good day.
And you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA, weekdays from 6 until 10 in the morning.
It is back to school for all next week. So in our social room this morning, we're asking you, what is your go-to dinner during the hectic return to back to school work week? We want to know. Will, you remember, of course, you remember what it was like getting back to school, getting back into the routine. What did mom and dad make for the family? How were you sustained? What kind of meals did you get?
Yeah, honestly, my mom and dad were great, and there was always some food in the counter, in the pantry, in the fridge and freezer. But I will say, my go-to, and it's hard to believe that I've had such a switch at this point with my healthy mindset, but if there were not bagel bites in the freezer, I would be so upset, because it was the first thing I'd do when I'd come home, 3:30, 4 o'clock, whatever it'd be. There's the trays of 9, okay, 3, and I would need at least 2 of those bad boys at the end of that before going into dinner, because
Yeah.
That was what it was.
Snack time, snack time.
It was bagel bites or nothing.
What was on them?
So I was pretty plain. I mean,
Yeah.
as we found out throughout, you know, I have a very particular nutrition diet.
Yeah, you are very particular.
But just
back
cheese.
then.
I like the cheese,
just
bagel bites, nothing crazy.
You know what? That is to tide you over, right? That is to get you from school to home, and then you got to wait for dinner, and of course, right? You're just so hungry that tied you over. I remember my mom, so amazing, picking up my daughter from school. My mother was like, she's gonna be hungry. I'm like, she'll be all right. She's like, no, stop by my house. I've got some snacks for her. And the snacks contained a packet of like crackers and cheese, so like, and a little bit of fruit cut up. And that would hold her over. And then get home, you have batch spaghetti. Spaghetti sauce, can't go wrong with that, right? You can freeze it and then unfreeze it, and then all you need to do is boil that pasta, and it's like, I'm a chef. I'm amazing. Feed the child, and we're like, yes, this is good. And that carbs, right? The carbs holds, right? It stays in your system for a little bit longer. So even though, you know, kids who are at school, usually they're just growing like a weed and they're eating you out of house and home. But I find that spaghetti, right? And homemade sauce, but spaghetti is a thing that does the trick. For me.
It does, well, for me too. I mean, like, it was always like hockey, lacrosse.
Yes.
Like almost every day after school, you know, between that 6 to maybe 8 p.m. window.
Yeah.
And pasta spaghetti is the best because it's easy to make, carbo load, fuel. But, you know, as a kid, it's like, well, where's the pizza? You know?
Yeah. It's like, you're getting the spaghetti. You are getting the spaghetti. Do not ask about
Sorry,
that.
Mom.
By the way, my mom makes the most amazing spaghetti sauce, but I think I'm getting up there. I'm like, oh, Mom, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, because her sauce is amazing, but like, this is hers.
You're getting
this is
up
me
there.
right here, right. I'm working on it. All right, it is back to school for all next week. So in our social room this morning, we're asking you, what's your go-to dinner during the hectic work week? Let us know. Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us on CTV Morning Live just ahead of our summer-long weekend coming around the corner.
Exactly. The last few days in August. Oh, my gosh. Where'd the time go, Will?
I know.
Just flying by.
And I feel like the temperatures did this big swing where it was like just 28 to like 35 every day.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden it was like, bam, kind of late summer, but maybe like early fall temperatures kind of creeping in there.
You know what? Has you thinking about a blanket.
What? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like getting a little warm and cozy. It's like blanket time coming.
Even for me, I love the heat in summer, but sometimes you just need a blanket.
There you go. Exactly. Why don't we take a look right now at your wake-up weather? We've got 12 degrees light rain, so you're going to need the umbrella a little bit more than the blanket, although it is a bit of a fresh start to the day. We are expecting showers throughout the day. Full weather details coming up in the next few minutes.
We begin with the latest on a brazen daytime attack that left an elderly woman with critical injuries. Police say the woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square, forcing the store to close for the day and leaving residents shaken. This happened at the College Square Loblaws around 1:35 p.m. on Wednesday. Police say the victim entered the store with a friend before she was approached and then attacked by a man. One person is in custody and an investigation is ongoing.
I'm surprised. You know, Loblaws, like, who'd have thought? Scary. It's scary. I mean, I've been coming here for years. I never had a problem.
It's very, very sad, you know. It's just sad that somebody was stabbed. It's, you know, Loblaws is usually safe.
Some local reaction there. Police have not said whether the victim and suspect were known towards each other. The suspect has not been identified.
2 children have been killed and 17 people injured after a school shooting in Minnesota Wednesday. The shooter has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Weston. Authorities believe that they acted alone and was armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. Weston took their own life behind the church. CNN is reporting that the 23-year-old graduated from the school and that their mother worked there previously. The FBI is calling the shooting an act of domestic terrorism terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. In videos posted to a YouTube page belonging to Westman, the suspect described their fascination with violence and obsession with mass shootings.
We often come to these and say, these unspeakable tragedies, or there's no words for this. There shouldn't be words for these types of incidents because they should not happen. And there's no words that are going to ease the pain of the families today.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz ordered flags be flown at half-staff at all state buildings indefinitely in honor of the victims. The Toronto Blue Jays also held a moment of silence ahead of last night's game against the Minnesota Twins at Rogers Centre.
Ottawa City Council has voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante. It comes after the Integrity Commissioner found the Rideau Vanier councillor engaged in harassment, intimidation, and bullying of residents on social media. The city's Integrity Commissioner looked at about 30 social media posts. In one instance, Plante replied with a meme that said, "Behold, a man has arrived to share his manly view." Another used a thinking face emoji, which the Integrity Commissioner found conveyed sarcasm and calls into question the witness's credible engagement in the debate. The Integrity Commissioner found Plante violated a section of the city's code of conduct and recommended her pay be suspended for 3 days. Plante addressed her council colleagues before that debate happened.
As a whole, my post did not include abusive language. That means there was no threats, there was no insults, no profanity, nothing that meets the ordinary threshold of abuse, bullying, intimidation. Instead, she criticizes my tone, and tone is not the same as abuse or bullying.
Instead of docking her pay, council approved a motion put forward by Glenn Gower to receive the report and reprimand Plante with no financial penalty.
OC Transpo is facing more financial troubles. The transit agency projecting another multi-million-dollar budget deficit this year. A new report shows OC Transpo is expecting to run a $46.6 million deficit by the end of 2025. Staff say that's mainly due to low ridership and a lack of funding from upper levels of government. The 2025 municipal budget included a $36 million hole for possible funding from both the Ontario and federal governments, but no new funding has come through. Council did approve a plan to use $36 million from the reserves to cover the OC Transpo deficit if funding wasn't provided. The budget directions for 2026 include increasing the transit service levy and transit fares.
Voting is underway for Air Canada's flight attendants on that new tentative agreement their union reached with the airline last week. Terms of the agreement include a 12% increase for junior flight attendants and an 8% increase for more senior members in the first year, with raises coming in the following 3 years. As part of the deal, flight attendants will now be paid when working while their plane is not in the air, depending on the type of aircraft that they're on. The voting opened Wednesday and will run until September 6th. The ongoing trade war appears to be having a big impact on Canadian snowbirds, with many saying that they will not be in a hurry to head south of the border this winter. According to a new survey by Royal LePage, more than half of Canadians say that they are planning to sell their American properties within the next year. 62% cited the Trump administration as the reason.
It's the broader issues with the U.S. federal government. The militarization of their cities. You know, one respondent said it felt more like Beirut than an American city.
There were some other reasons for selling. 33% say they are motivated by personal and financial reasons, and 5% are worried about extreme weather. Cross-border travel has also dropped since the start of the trade war, with many Canadians choosing to take vacations somewhere other than the United States.
There were some familiar scenes for viewers in our region on this week's episode of The Amazing Race.
Let's do this, baby. Careful. This is history.
The teams were racing all over Fort Henry and Kingston to find matching tokens, taking a helicopter ride over Gananoque, dressing up donkeys, and they had to find all of the ingredients for Thousand Islands dressing, which originated in the Thousand Islands.
A lot of cooperation amongst teams last night, and it was a non-elimination round, so they all survive to next week's episode.
It's always so cool when it's a little bit close to home, even for us here, right? Because you feel so more involved in the show, and then anyone probably around that Kingston area probably gets that extra excitement. Like, oh, like they were here, because it is such a fun show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see all of that, and it's good that they're all moving on to next week's show, so that's good. So less pressure, at least for that particular episode, right? That particular round.
A no elimination probably round is always probably welcomed amongst the contestants.
Yeah, it's like, phew, okay, take it easy. We got to talk about your forecast right now. And listen, it's going to be a gray, wet kind of day, so maybe that means gives you a little chance to kind of just relax.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like, Rosie, what you're doing is, providing us with some rainfall, so that maybe come the long weekend, we get that return of some sunshine.
There you go. Take a little rain and gray sky today, tomorrow, and then we'll talk about the weekend in just a second. Let's get into it. Okay, so we got your sunrise, 6:19. It's going to set at 7:47. UV index today is low. We've got plenty of cloud coverage in the forecast for today. Let's get into it. Here's your weather story. Showers throughout the day into the overnight hours as well. We are looking at possibly 10 to 15 millimeters of rain locally. So it is going to be a fairly wet one today, particularly in the afternoon. And then for the weekend, it is going to be quite pleasant. There it is. There's the culprit, bringing with it that precipitation. It's that cold front that's pushing in, bringing in the showers, just coming in from the northwest of us. And it's slow moving. So it is going to maintain those showers for the next couple of hours this morning, and then into the afternoon and evening, and then into Friday as well. But you can see there it'll clear out, so it shouldn't last all day Friday, and then we may get a couple of showers into Saturday, but Sunday, look at that. Things clear out quite nicely. Okay, so let's talk about the next 12 hours. There is the risk of an afternoon thunderstorm. Keep that in mind. And looks like we should get to about 21 degrees by noon. That is our forecast high for today. So it is going to be a bit of a cool start and a wet start to your day. We get up to 21, but throughout the day, keep the umbrella handy. We are expecting showers on and off throughout the day. So there it is. What to wear? Well, you can keep the umbrella by your side, and a light sweater, light jacket should be just fine for today. Here's a look at the long range forecast. So Saturday, getting a few peeks of the sun, chance of some showers, and then look at Sunday. Let's focus in on the long weekend. Sunday looking gorgeous, sun cloud mix 24. Labor Day Monday, sun cloud mix and a high of 23, and then everybody, all the kids go back to school on Tuesday, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Long range forecast calling for a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 25.
Weather is brought to you by Manatic Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Time now for a look at your time saver traffic. We've got smooth sailing on all major routes right now, even though the roads are pretty wet out there. No collisions or issues to report. The roads are kind of slick, so take your time getting from point A to point B. Pediatricians are sounding the alarm over workout supplements used by young people.
Yeah, Rosie, they say protein powders and creatine are being consumed by kids. And as CTV's Pauline Chan reports, that comes with some potential health risks.
The survey looked at 857 pediatricians across Canada and showed 17% of them had dealt with adolescents who needed medical attention because of dietary supplements or performance-type drugs over the past year.
Most of them are related to things like gastrointestinal issues or maybe some sort of like cardiac issues, maybe in arrhythmias, things of that nature.
Kidney problems were also common. The vast majority of the patients were boys. More than half were aged 13 to 15, and a third were aged 10 to 12. More than half of the doctors say they never screen regularly for supplements or performance-enhancing chemicals, and a quarter said they had no knowledge about the substances.
I think the important thing is just to recognize, especially for parents and pediatricians and healthcare providers at large, is that these dietary supplements in particular are very, very easily accessible. You can buy them at Costco, you can buy them at Shoppers.
Items such as whey powder, pre-workout mixes, and creatine are also available online. And lead researcher Kyle Ganson says their use has been increased increasing in teens recently.
Certainly social media is a big proponent of this and obviously influencing a lot of young people to go towards some of these supplements.
Use of illegal drugs such as anabolic steroids has also been on the rise in kids, and Ganson says the harms are not just physical.
Also things like body image issues or other disordered eating patterns or overexercising, which again can also cause some other problems.
He says parents and healthcare providers need to know more about these substances and encourage safe use of them. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Well, coming up, scientists have discovered a dinosaur skeleton in Morocco dating back to 165 million years. That story coming up and much more when we take a look at what's trending, taking a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Skycam. The rain is here. It's going to continue for the next day or so, bringing potentially 20 millimeters alongside of it. But perhaps we're just getting that rain out of the way for our long weekend. Full details on that coming up. Much more to happen. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Gatineau's Hot Air Balloon Festival officially kicked off last night at Le Bay Park, where the balloons filled the air. They will continue to fill the sky every morning and night during the festival at 6:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m., weather permitting, of course. This year's musical lineup includes Flo Rida, Alicia Cara, and Talk. The festival runs until Sunday.
Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Here's what you need to know right now. OC Transpo is facing more financial troubles. The transit agency projecting another multi-million-dollar budget deficit this year. A new report shows OC Transpo is expecting to run a $46.6 million deficit by the end of 2025. And in your forecast, we've got showers throughout the day. Right now, light rain, we are sitting at 12 degrees. And a quick look now at your time saver traffic. And we've got no major slowdowns on those wet roads at this hour.
Time Saver Traffic is brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
It is back to school for all next week. So in our social room this morning, we asked you, what is your go-to dinner during the hectic work week? And here is what some of you had to say. Sherry says, we have a few quick go-to dinners. Chicken stir fry. We use the cooked chicken strips and it's a huge hit. Another one is KD, beans and wieners. Lastly, nuggets and fries, but that's a usual Friday dinner. Oh, you're treating those yourself, and if you've got kids, you're treating them as well. That sounds really delicious.
Yeah, also
okay.
like KD, an absolute staple growing up or just in the future. Actually, one of our colleagues, I'm not going to out him, but he enjoys his microwavable KD at least once a day, perhaps. So it still works. Kevin says spaghetti. Fry up some ground beef, add a can of sauce, and boil some noodles. Simple, right? Clean the faces and wipe down the high chairs. The load of laundry might not be so simple. My triplet boys are 3.
Oh my gosh, incredible. 3, not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 times the fun and 3 times the mess.
Spaghetti, baby, that's what we were talking about.
That's what we were saying. Hey, Kevin, thank you for that. Yeah, you can't go wrong with spaghetti. I love it. And Debbie says, a big, fat, juicy burger topped with bacon, cheese, and pineapple. Okay. Make a milkshake with it, and you have dinner and dessert in one meal. That is so true, Debbie. Thank you for that.
I thought, like, make a milkshake with it.
Oh, right, right.
With those ingredients, I was like, whoa.
Mix in the meat with the milkshake.
No. I had a little bit of a Thursday morning, what my mother calls brain farts.
Okay,
so there we go. Continuing on, Debbie, it sounds like a pretty good meal. Rob says I would put a package of Lipton dry soup with the brick base, adding elbows or bows pasta, always a staple, and melting chunks of cheese. We called it Ruby Soup. It was a nickname that stuck, and I like that. Ruby Soup sounds pretty good, Rob.
Yeah, and you gave us a whole recipe, too. Thank you for that, Rob. You know what? It sounds like everybody's going for that, like, comfort food that just, like, sticks to your ribs and tastes so good because, hey, it's a hectic time of the year when you're heading back to school and work is in full swing. It gets a little crazy, but then you get a little nice, what is it? Package of Lipton dry soup with brick base, adding elbow or bow pasta, melting chunks of cheese, and your day is complete. Loving that. Thank you so much for that, Rob.
Classic Ruby Soup.
There you go. That's a question in our social room today. What's your go-to dinner during the hectic work week? Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca.
Well, scientists have discovered a dinosaur skeleton in Morocco dating back about 165 million years. It had extreme body armor, including spikes on its ribs and a weaponized tail. Researchers say the elaborate features may have served both as defense and display. They would suggest that it would have been very difficult having a collar with meter-long spikes sticking out, getting tangled up in vegetation, and other challenges like that. The discovery pushes back the origin of tail weapons by 30 million years. I mean, that's just wild.
That is remarkable. Okay. Yeah, and I like what they said. Well, it can help, right? Defense, and you know, you look like a pretty intimidating creature, but then that could be what did that dinosaur in. Those horns coming out of everywhere, and then you just get stuck up in some vines, and then you're done.
Yeah, I mean, it's a give and take, right? Obviously great even just from an intimidation standpoint, because I know back then it's like even just looking from the dinosaurs, it was like, okay, let's not mess with this guy. But yeah, when you're going through the woods, you're probably getting stuck in many different ways.
After 8 years of work and dedication, a retired metal worker in France has achieved a lifelong dream. With the help of his grandson, Jean-Claude Fassler completed his 1/10 scale replica of the Eiffel Tower. For the final assembly, a crane hoisted the last steel segments into place, culminating with the installation of the top level, standing 31 meters. The replica is a faithful homage to the real one. It was built from historical plans Fassler discovered in a 1989 reproduction of the original drawings. And he got his grandson in on it as well.
I mean, so cool, and obviously just so well done. Look at that thing.
Look at it. 31 meters high, and hopefully he got a building permit.
Yeah, you don't want that thing to be gone. Let's just make sure it can stay there now, doesn't get taken down. Good call. All right, finally for us, the Toronto Zoo has chosen names for what it's calling its bovine brothers. The zoo welcomed 2 Highland cows earlier this month to join its outreach and discovery team. Officials say they've already captured the hearts of visitors, staff, and volunteers. Now that they've settled in, the Highland cows have officially been named Blue and Jay. The bovine brothers are 9 months old. I think that's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
There are a couple of good names in there, Blue and Jay.
Yeah. They're interesting looking animals. I mean, got the hair in the front, looking a little emo.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know.
We're always okay with that.
That's really cool.
And I think our director likes that very much, being a massive Blue Jays fan.
There you go. Okay, coming up on the show, 7:20, parenting expert Danielle C. Baker shares simple strategies to help parents effectively communicate with teachers during the school year. 7:45, this week's Bennett Real Estate Rundown. We are touring some homes for sale in Barrhaven and the surrounding area. At 7:50, feeling stuck on your wellness journey? Keaton Basso, co-owner and co-founder of Verve Movement, joins us to talk about their holistic approach. It is 6:55. We're sitting at 12 degrees, a wet start to your day. You're watching CTV Morning Live on this Thursday. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa.
Today,
Residents react to a brazen daytime attack at a grocery store in College Square, which left an elderly woman with critical injuries. The Integrity Commissioner's finding of bullying and harassment by Ottawa City Councillor Stephanie Plante results in a reprimand, but no pay dock. With back to school and back to the office season in full swing, WeCook shows us how we can make busy weeknights and office lunches stress-free. It's Thursday, August 28th. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Good morning, 7 o'clock on the nose on your Thursday. We're really glad that you can start your day with us, hoping that you're enjoying a nice warm coffee or tea or another nice breakfast. Come on in. It is Thursday, the last couple of days left in August.
Hard to believe that we're already at this point, but of course summer always, well, for many, rolls by really quickly or potentially really slowly. Ottawa City Councillor has voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante. We're going to tell you a little bit more about that story coming up, but Rosie has your Thursday morning weather, and it looks like a little wet out there.
I know. Yeah, we've got some light rain right now, still falling, 12 degrees, gray sky. That's what we can expect throughout most of the day. I'll give you full weather details, and of course, we're going to take a look at your long weekend forecast. That's coming up in the next few minutes.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Rosie. We begin with the latest on a brazen daytime attack that left an elderly woman with critical injuries. Police say the woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square, forcing the store to close for the day and leaving residents shaken. This happened at the College Square Loblaws around 1:35 p.m. Wednesday. Police say the victim entered the store with a friend before she was approached and then attacked by a man. One person is in custody and an investigation is ongoing.
I'm surprised, Loblaws, like, who'd have thought? Scary. It's scary. I mean, I've been coming here for years. I never had a problem.
It's very, very sad, It's just sad that somebody was stabbed. It's, Loblaws is usually safe.
Police have not said whether the victim and suspect were known to each other. The suspect has not been identified at this time.
2 children have been killed and 17 people injured after a school shooting in Minnesota Wednesday. The shooter has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Weston. Authorities believe that they acted alone and was armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. Weston took their own life behind the church. CNN is reporting that the 23-year-old graduated from the school and that their mother worked there previously. The FBI is calling the shooting an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. In videos posted to a YouTube page belonging to Westman, the suspect described their fascination with violence and obsession with mass shootings.
We often come to these and say, these unspeakable tragedies, or there's no words for this. There shouldn't be words for these types of incidents because they should not happen. And there's no words that are going to ease the pain of the families today.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz ordered flags be flown at half-staff at all state buildings indefinitely in honor of the victims. The Toronto Blue Jays also held a moment of silence ahead of last night's game against the Minnesota Twins at the Rogers Centre.
Ottawa City Council has voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante. It comes after the Integrity Commissioner found the Rideau Vanier councillor engaged in harassment, intimidation, and bullying of residents on social media. The city's Integrity Commissioner looked at about 30 social media posts. In one instance, Plante replied with a meme that said, "Behold, a man has arrived to share his manly view." Another used a thinking face emoji, which the Integrity Commissioner found conveyed sarcasm and calls into question the witness's credible engagement in the debate. The Integrity Commissioner found Plante violated a section of the city's code and conduct and recommended her pay be suspended for 3 days. Plante addressed her council's colleagues before that date.
As a whole, my post did not include abusive language. That means there was no threats, there was no insults, no profanity, nothing that meets the ordinary threshold of abuse, bullying, intimidation. Instead, she criticizes my tone, and tone is not the same as abuse or bullying.
Instead of docking her pay, council approved a motion put forward by Glenn Gower to receive the report and reprimand Plante with no financial penalty.
OC Transpo is facing more financial troubles. The transit agency projecting another multi-million-dollar budget deficit this year. A new report shows OC Transpo is expecting to run a $46.6 million deficit by the end of 2025. Staff say that's mainly due to low ridership and a lack of funding from upper levels of government. The 2025 municipal budget included a $36 million hole for possible funding from both the Ontario and federal governments, but no new funding has come through. Council did approve a plan to use $36 million from the reserves to cover the OC Transpo deficit if funding wasn't provided. The budget directions for 2026 include increasing the transit service levy and transit fares.
Voting is underway for Air Canada's flight attendants on the tentative agreement their union reached with the airline last week. Terms of the agreement include a 12% increase for junior flight attendants and 8% increase for more senior members in the first year, with raises coming in the following 3 years. As part of the deal, flight attendants will now be paid when working while their plane is not in the air, depending on the type of aircraft that they are on. The voting opened Wednesday, and that's going to be running until September 6th. The ongoing trade war appears to be having a big impact on Canadian snowbirds, with many saying they will not be in a hurry to head south of the border this winter. According to a new survey by Royal LePage, more than half of Canadians say that they are planning to sell their American properties within the next year. 62% cited the Trump administration as one of the reasons.
It's the broader issues with the U.S. federal government. The militarization of their cities. You know, one respondent said it felt more like Beirut than an American city.
There were some other reasons as well for selling. 33% say they are motivated by personal and financial reasons, and 5% are worried about extreme weather. Cross-border travel has also dropped since the start of the trade war, with many Canadians choosing to take vacations somewhere other than the United States.
Ottawa travelers will soon have another direct flight option to choose from.
Porter Airlines is introducing direct flights to Fort McMurray, Alberta. Year-round service will begin November 17th. There will be 3 weekly nonstop round-trip flights. Porter says it's the only airline offering nonstop service between the two destinations. Porter has been expanding flights from Ottawa. It's now serving 26 destinations from the capital, which, Rosie, will make many people very happy.
Very true indeed. Okay, we got to talk about your forecast today. Light rain coming down right now, and you can expect that on and off throughout the day. Might even get a thunderstorm or two. But first off, we got to talk about your weather picture, which is brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating, Box Me Up. Visit boxmeup.ca to book your mobile storage container today. Pamela, what you got for us? Oh, come on. This is gorgeous. Pamela writes, this is a pic of a ruby-throated hummingbird on Monday morning. Were you just staring at that bird the whole time and then you took that shot? Because I could probably watch a hummingbird do its thing for a little while. That's gorgeous. Thank you so much, Pamela. We really appreciate it. We want to hear from you. Why don't you send us a weather picture and you could see it right here on the show. Just send us an email, weathershots@ctv.ca. Once again, that's weathershots@ctv.ca. Okay, here's a look at our weather system pushing into the region. Right now, we've got the light rain coming in. Into the afternoon, we could get a little heavier rain, and there is a possibility of a thunderstorm pushing through the region this afternoon. You can see that system fairly large and moved kind of slow as well. So showers today, we could get 10, even up to 20 millimeters of rain. So keep the umbrellas handy. 21, that's our forecast high. We should reach it early in the afternoon. And then we'll take a look at our highs and lows throughout the region. That system really affecting all of the region that you see here, with rain coming in. Into Trenton, could see some rainfall this morning and then into the afternoon as well. Possible thunderstorm in the valley, into Bancroft, into Pembroke, and Kittigan-Zibi and Maniwaki. Looking for a few showers into late this morning into the afternoon. It's going to be fairly cool. 16 your high, down to a low of 8 degrees. We'll get up to 22 into Cornwall, and a few afternoon showers in the forecast and overnight as well. And get to know 18 your high with some showers on and off throughout the day, getting up to just 15 degrees in Mount Tremblant. And there is a heavy rainfall advisory in Mount Tremblant, 15 your high, down to 12 degrees. And we are looking at the possibility, good possibility, we're going to get some showers in Montreal. That's starting up into the afternoon and lasting into the overnight hours. All right, let's take a look now. The 7-day forecast is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Center, celebrating over 80 years in family business. The long-range forecast showing another wet day tomorrow, at least in the morning, 18 your high. So temperatures dipping to below 20 degrees, getting a bit cool. Still going to be a little bit on the cool side on Saturday. We're expecting a few peaks of the sun, chance of morning showers, and then look at that, just in time for the end of the long weekend. Sunday, beautiful sun cloud mix, a high of 24, and Labor Day Monday, we're getting up to a high of 23 degrees, down to a low of 13.
Right, let's take a peek at the roads at this hour on your time saver traffic. Starting to build, heading east on the 417, seeing slowdowns beginning at the 416 split until Bronson. All other major routes continue to move well, but of course, with the rainfall, we are starting to see some slippery conditions out there. So on your roads this morning, regardless whether you're on the highway or the residential streets, please take your time, as those road conditions will be a little bit slippery for the next even just day or so. Rosie.
Thank you, Will. Joining us today is Ni Akinmolayan, a renowned Nigerian filmmaker and cultural entrepreneur. He's the visionary behind the upcoming Ottawa Jollof Festival, set to begin and set to be the biggest celebration of Nigerian cuisine and culture the city has ever seen. Ni, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rose. Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you on. I see you got the T-shirt on there.
Yep, I had to.
There you go. I like the merch, Ottawa Jollof Festival. That's wonderful. Okay. So you're Nigerian, Nigerian Canadian. I was, my parents are Nigerian. For those people who are not so familiar, can you tell us what is jollof?
All right, so jollof is it's food. It's one of the most iconic Nigerian food. It's basically rice with a lot of condiments, you know, tomatoes. But it's really unique to Nigerians because it is the party meal. You can't have a great party without jollof, and it is the only Nigerian meal that has genuinely traveled. Everyone has spoken about it. I mean, we've had people come to Nigeria just to experience jollof.
It's so true. It's so flavorful. It's got so many different ingredients in it. The base is rice, but then it's like a party.
Oh, it's
like a party. That's what it is.
It has to go with chicken.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff goes well with
exactly.
jollof.
So the Ottawa Jollof Festival, when's it happening?
It's happening this Sunday at Andrew Hayden, 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
And everyone is invited.
Everybody's invited.
Yes.
What can we expect there at the festival?
So originally the idea was that I wanted to throw a big party, a big summer party, but not just with Nigerians, but an opportunity to showcase Nigerian culture and food, because those are the two things we really export well. You know, everyone talks about Afrobeat and all the cool stuff, but the food is something everyone needs to experience. And we're also bringing fashion designers, we're bringing musicians, all kinds of people to come. So it's one spot, it's Nigerian activity, but everyone should come see it.
Yeah, okay. So what's the Nigerian community numbers in Ottawa? How big is it?
So statistically, if you go online, it's roughly 28,000 to 30,000. That's a lot of Nigerians.
That's a lot of Nigerians.
And then I realized that, you know, we're all just all over the place in churches and all that, but we never really have an opportunity to gather together and show people what we call the Niger spirit.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing this.
Can we talk about your filmmaking career a little bit here and give us an idea of some of your works that you've accomplished?
Oh, so my first time in Canada was actually 2016 at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I had a film of mine premiered there. It was called The Arbitration, and I just fell in love with the country since then. So I came back, you know, 2 years ago and decided, you know what, I'm gonna have to just figure out how to do things here in a way that opens up opportunities for other African filmmakers. So right now, we're in the stage where we're looking at stories, immigrant stories, stories about the Nigerian experience, and generally the African experience in Canada, and we're gonna be making films moves in that direction very soon. We're working in collaboration with a couple of Canadian film studios as well.
We're so excited. We're so glad that you're here to share the culture, the rich culture Nigeria has to offer, and putting it together here in Canada, only in Canada, right?
Only
Where you
in
can
Canada.
come here and do that and be a proud Canadian Nigerian, Nigerian Canadian. I mean, that's what I am, and I think it's just amazing.
It's really diverse and it's amazing. Like, it feels like home, really.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like a stranger. I can walk anywhere and I can do almost anything I want to do. It's really, really liberating, and I'm grateful for that opportunity.
And we're grateful for this festival, the Ottawa Jollof Festival, happening this weekend. Nee, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you very
All
much,
the
Rose.
best in the festival, and can't wait to taste some of that jollof rice. Thank you, Nee.
Thank you.
Coming up, parenting expert Danielle C. Baker joins us to share some simple strategies to help parents communicate effectively with their child's teachers. Danielle is standing by in the CTV Morning Live Lazy Boy Lounge. She's coming up next. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Oh, it's a wet one today. Keep the umbrellas handy. We are expecting showers on and off throughout the day. You're watching CTV Morning Live. We'll be right back after this. Good morning, Ottawa. Yesterday, we had a new Ottawa-based company that is creating stunning murals directly onto walls. Ink My Walls founder AJ Cote showed us how this technology is transforming spaces, and he left it behind so we could watch it in action in real time. It caught the attention of many of our colleagues throughout the morning yesterday. Look at it go! Here's a look at the final product. That is just simply gorgeous. Love it.
That is, Rosie, that is amazing.
It was really something to watch it in action. It is so crystal clear, vivid. Will, it's amazing. You can make, like, you know, if you got a man cave, boom, put that on your wall, you're good to go.
Well, Rosie, you know, I just got my house. I haven't moved in yet, but I'm looking for some art and some things, so this maybe might be the one. That's a nice thing to look at in the morning. That's intimidation factor. Right? Maybe you wake up, just have it, boom, right as I do that sit-up, boom, right in front of you.
Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Here's what you need to know right now. Ottawa police say one person is in custody after an elderly woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square Wednesday, forcing the store to close for the day and leaving residents shaken. The woman in her 70s was taken to hospital in critical condition. And we're taking a look now at your forecast. We're at 12 degrees. That's your wake-up weather. We've got light rain. Expect showers on and off throughout the day. And now a live look at your time-saver traffic. Right now, no major slowdowns on the roads so far. Will.
Well, back to school isn't just about new backpacks, routines, and healthy lunches. It also comes with particularly difficult challenges for parents, from finding the most effective way of communicating with your child's teachers to handling a co-parent who doesn't share the same opinions. Parenting expert Danielle C. Baker joins us to share some practical strategies to open communication and keep the focus where it matters most. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, it's so great to have you, because I feel like the discussions that we're going to have today are so important, and it's maybe not something that everyone thinks about. And I think a big point of that is communicating with your teachers, you know, from the beginning and continuing through the year. So what are some good practices to having that nice open conversation and concept throughout the school year with your child's teachers?
I think it's such an important conversation to have, because a lot of the times parents are already exhausted and overwhelmed, and the teachers are already exhausted. The school year's just started.
Yeah.
So with those emotions, we're kind of in reactive mode when we do have to communicate, especially if it's for something a little bit more delicate. So opening up that conversation, having it regularly enough, but also respecting the way that the teacher prefers to be communicated with, whether it's email, through the agenda, that alone will help a little bit to set the tone.
Yeah, you know, it's actually so funny, because earlier this week I was talking with my mom about, like, parent-teacher interviews, and, you know, the good ones, the bad ones, the funny ones, and it never really came to my attention until this week. But thinking about it from a teacher's point of view, what would they expect and what would they want from the parents throughout the season?
Teachers love to have examples, the concrete examples that they could use more information as they can about your child, so that they can accommodate their classroom to support your child's needs. So even if your child's been there forever, they've had the same teacher for 3 years, over the summer the development still happens. Your child has changed. You may not have noticed it because you're there every day, but it's, you know, if there's anything particular that happened over the summer, is there a change in interests and things like this? So you could kind of reintroduce your child in the beginning of the school year to say, this is what we've been working on, this is the challenges we've been seeing, and this is what my child responds to the best, things that they like, so that the teacher can bring that into the class to help them.
Because it's good for them to know, right? Because the more information they have with particular students, the better way that they can handle some situations from things that the teacher might see in the classroom, right? Yeah. And then speaking of the child, I mean, even for me, like, it was, you know, sometimes it's tough to talk about with your parents about education, how school's going for a multitude of reasons. How often should the parent be checking in with their child?
That's kind of touch and go. It depends on your child's needs. Of course, if you have a child that doesn't necessarily thrive in a traditional classroom setting, you may need to communicate more. But I would say don't wait until something happens. You can communicate as long as you're not bombarding the teacher with constant emails. I mean, if they have a class of 35 students, you know, they would all want to be getting 70 emails every day from parents. But just a regular kind of check in to say, you know, we've seen that there's some progress. Talk about the positive stuff. We've seen great progress on this. We just wanted to know if there's anything else that we can support you with at home, so that you're showing that you're involved, that you're taking your role as your child's first educator seriously, without overpowering the teacher. Yes. But just to check in. Don't wait until the parent-teacher meeting, because now you have a grocery list of questions and you have 30 seconds to go through it. So just once in a while check in and say, hey, you know, at least a mid-year would help, and say we just want to see where we're going.
You want that grocery list to be a little bit shorter come parent-teacher interview time. Yes. You have such wonderful information here. Tell me a little bit about the book.
So I designed the book for that. Children don't come with an instructor's manual. So I wrote the next best thing. That's what I like to say. But it does talk about, what do you need as a parent first? What kind of support do you need? Because we don't always show up the way we thought we would when we find out we're going to be parents. And then is what kind of support your child actually needs in terms of school. And then it's just building that village. I don't like to use that term, but it's to build that, you know, where do I get the support that I need? Where do I get the support that my child needs? And how do I establish there is step-by-step, that communication with the school?
Well, you know what? I feel like we could literally talk to you all day with so many different questions and concerns. So I'm actually going to write you in here for a little bit longer. 2-hour chat with Danielle.
Absolutely. I can keep talking forever.
It's so great to have you on, though. Really appreciate your time, because, you know, we're back to school and a lot of these areas people need help on. So congratulations with the book, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take a peek at our Lazy Boy Lounge, because this week's Bennett Real Estate Rundown takes us to Barrhaven. Our guest is standing by in that CTV Morning Live Lazy Boy Lounge. That's coming up just ahead. Stay with us. We will be right back on your Thursday. Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us on CTV Morning Live, and we are just one, maybe two, or maybe we're not any days away. You've already started your long weekend.
There you go. Yeah, if you're one of the lucky ones. Okay, you might have to start it off. If you are starting off your long weekend today, it's going to be a little wet. Why don't we take a look right now at your wake-up weather? Cloudy conditions and light rain coming down. We're sitting at 12 degrees, so keep the umbrella handy. How long will you need that umbrella for? We'll let you know. Full weather forecast coming up in the next few minutes.
Thanks, Rosie. We begin with the latest on a brazen daytime attack that left an elderly woman with critical injuries. Police say the woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square, forcing the store to close for the day and leaving residents shaken. This happened at the College Square Loblaws around 1:35 p.m. Wednesday. Police say the victim entered the store with a friend before she was approached and attacked by a man. One person is in custody and an investigation is ongoing.
I'm surprised. You know, Loblaws, like, who'd have thought? Scary. It's scary. I mean, I've been coming here for years. I never had a problem.
It's very, very sad, you know. It's just sad that somebody was stabbed. It's, you know, Loblaws is usually safe.
Police have not said whether the victim and suspect were known to each other. The suspect has not been identified.
2 children have been killed and 17 people injured after a shooting in Minnesota Wednesday. The shooter has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Weston. Authorities believe that they acted alone and was armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. Weston took their own life behind the church. CNN is reporting that the 23-year-old graduated from the school and that their mother worked there previously. The FBI is calling the shooting an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. In videos posted to a YouTube page belonging to Westman, the suspect described their fascination with violence and obsession with mass shootings.
We often come to these and say, these unspeakable tragedies, or there's no words for this. There shouldn't be words for these types of incidents because they should not happen. And there's no words that are going to ease the pain of the families today.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz ordered flags be flown at half-staff at all state buildings indefinitely in honor of the victims. The Toronto Blue Jays also held a moment of silence ahead of last night's game against the Minnesota Twins at the Rogers Centre.
Ottawa City Council has voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante. It comes after the Integrity Commissioner found the Rideau Vanier councillor engaged in harassment, intimidation, and bullying of residents on social media. The city's Integrity Commissioner looked at about 30 social media posts, and in one instance, Plante replied with a meme that said, "Behold, a man has arrived to share his manly view." Another used a thinking face emoji, which the Integrity Commissioner found conveyed sarcasm and calls into question the witness's credible engagement in the debate. The Integrity Commissioner found Plante violated a section of the city's code of conduct and recommended her pay be suspended for 3 days. Plante addressed her council colleagues before the debate.
As a whole, my post did not include abusive language. That means there was no threats, there was no insults, no profanity, nothing that meets the ordinary threshold of abuse, bullying, intimidation. Instead, she criticizes my tone, and tone is not the same as abuse or bullying.
Instead of docking her pay, council approved a motion put forward by Glenn Gower to receive the report and reprimand Plante with no financial penalty.
OC Transpo is facing more financial troubles. The transit agency projecting another multi-million-dollar budget deficit this year. A new report shows OC Transpo is expecting to run a $46.6 million deficit by the end of 2025. Staff say that's mainly due to low ridership and a lack of funding from upper levels of government. The 2025 municipal budget included a $36 million hole for possible funding from both the Ontario and federal governments, but no new funding has come through. Council did approve a plan to use $36 million from the reserves to cover the OC Transpo deficit if funding wasn't provided. The budget directions for 2026 include increasing the transit service levy and transit fares.
Well, voting is underway for Air Canada's flight attendants on that tentative agreement their union reached with the airline last week. Terms of the agreement include a 12% increase for junior flight attendants and 8% increases for more senior members in the first year, with raises coming in the following 3 years. As part of the deal, flight attendants will now be paid when working while their plane is not in the air, depending on the type of aircraft that they're on. The voting opened Wednesday, and it's going to be running until September 6th. The ongoing trade war appears to be having a big impact on Canadian snowbirds, with many saying that they will not be in a hurry to head south of the border this winter. According to a new survey by Royal LePage, more than half of Canadians say that they are planning to sell their American properties within the next year. 62% cited the Trump administration as the reason.
It's the broader issues with the U.S. federal government. The militarization of their cities. You know, one respondent said it felt more like Beirut than an American city.
There were some other reasons for selling. 33% say they are motivated by personal and financial reasons, and 5% are worried about extreme weather. Cross-border travel has also dropped since the start of the trade war, with many Canadians choosing to take vacations somewhere other than the United States.
This might be a good way to spend the weekend. On August 30th and 31st, Cineplex is offering $5 general admission to moviegoers across the province. And you can get discounted snacks as well. A small popcorn is also $5, but of course I need a large. A portion of the proceeds from ticket sales will benefit the Canadian Picture Pioneers, a charitable organization dedicated to the support and well-being of members of the motion picture industry.
Yeah, there are more than 150 Cineplex theaters across Ontario, and I'm with you. Like, as soon as I saw the small popcorn, I don't think in my whole life, even if I wasn't hungry, that I get a small. It's got to be at least a regular.
It's me too. I go, oh, it's okay. I'm just gonna get like a small popcorn. I'm good. And then when that aroma hits your nostrils, it's like, oh no, it's on. Give me a large, because who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Large or nothing?
I don't know what they do there to that popcorn, but it is so good. And and Melissa does the same. So we get like the extra large. Actually, I need an even bigger one. I get the Diet Coke, like, as you have so much of the popcorn and the salt too, right? Like, you need that big drink. What's like the popcorn side drink that you get with it?
To be really honest with you, I can just eat the whole thing with nothing to drink. I'm insane, but I will go with sparkling water.
Okay,
if it's a must.
But
or a beer. Or a beer. But most of the time, I just pound it away. I'm telling you what. Just go straight into it.
Wow.
And layered butter, too. I'm not holding back. I told you, I'm being honest. Layered butter,
but if you're going to do it, you go to the movies, get the layered butter. You know, you got to do it right.
Exactly. And I tell you what, Will, today, perfect day for a movie.
Yeah, that's right. Layer that popcorn up.
There you go. Do it. Go to it. All right, let's talk about your forecast. 12 degrees for you right now. And we can expect showers throughout the afternoon and overnight. And not to worry. Yes, we are expecting some more showers throughout the next couple of days, but it's not going to last for the entire long weekend. So that is good news. So what to wear today? Don't forget the umbrella. We are expecting showers, and we could get 10 to 20 millimeters of rain in some areas. So it could be heavier rainfall into the afternoon. There is a risk of an afternoon thunderstorm. So here's a closer look right now, sitting at 13 in Bancroft and 15 in Cornwall to start the day, 18 in Kingston to start the day, Maniwaki, Kitigan, Zibi, 11 degrees, Montreal, you got 12 degrees. So here's that system going to push through our region. You can see there in the deeper green that represents heavier rainfall. Could even see a thunderstorm embedded there into the afternoon. So just be aware of that. And then into Friday, looking at some showers possible in the morning. And then you can see that system kind of curls back, bringing with it the possibility of some early morning showers on Saturday, but then it clears out on Sunday. So 21, that's our forecast high for today. That's a couple of degrees below our seasonal average. Keep the umbrella handy with the chance of showers and the risk of an afternoon thunderstorm. And then over the next 3 days, here's how it's looking. Tomorrow, got some showers, possible thunderstorms into Friday. 18 your high, down to a low of 11 degrees. And then on Saturday, sun, cloud mix, and about a 30% chance of showers. So it's not going to be a total washout there. 19 your high, down to a low of 10 degrees. Here's a look at the long-range forecast. Take a look at Sunday. Looking gorgeous. Sun, cloud mix, a high of 24. And then on to Labor Day Monday. Very nice indeed. 23 your high, sun, cloud mix. And then look at Tuesday, when most of the kids head back to school. It's going to be a gorgeous day. 25 and a sun, cloud mix.
Time now for a live look on your time saver traffic. Some build up heading east on the 417, seeing some slowdowns beginning at the 416 split until about Bronson. We are also starting to see some volume westbound on the Queensway between St. Laurent and Parkdale. A reminder, it is dark, it's rainy out there, so turn on those lights. Visibility might be impacted out of the road, so that could help you out. And of course, with the rainfall, some slippery conditions, so leave plenty of room between the car in front of you.
Time Saver Traffic is brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
All right, time for birthdays on this Thursday, August 28th, and we got one taking all the fame today. Happy 12th birthday to Audrey. Love, Daddy, Mommy, Danielle, Wizam, Malik, Bennett, and Vera. Happy birthday from all of us here on CTV Morning Live as the single birthday here on August 28th. If your little one has a birthday, we want to share it with our viewers. Send us your announcements for kids who are 13 and younger. All we need is their name, age, hometown, and maybe a little description, and of course, who the birthday's from. Email us, ottawa.birthdays@ctv.ca, and we will make sure to get that birthday announcement on the air. Rosie,
It is time for the Bennett Real Estate Rundown. We are touring some homes for sale in Barrhaven and the surrounding area. Brett Liscombe is here from the Bennett Property Shop. We're so excited. I love doing this, going through these gorgeous homes for sale. We get to have a nice upfront sneak peek at these homes.
That's it. It gives you an idea of what's out there, and especially today, we've got a ton of variety in Barrhaven. It offers so much as far as development, schools, and amenities, and it just continues to develop. So today is going to be really great for the viewers to get an idea of what is out there on the market today.
Yeah, so are we looking at some new builds here, or what are we looking at first off?
Yeah, so today we're going to be looking at a little more resale homes. So some of the homes, they age, but as homes age, of course, people update them.
It can be better.
Exactly. It has more character to them, and I think that's something that people look for in today's homes.
All right, so let's take a look at the first one, Countryside. There you go.
Yeah, so this is Cedar Hill Acres. So this is like an estate in the city. So this home here offers over 4,500 square feet of living space. You can see the 16-foot high ceilings through here, open concept kitchen into the living room. This actually also borders onto the first hole of a golf course. So if you like that estate-style living and you want to be in the city, this is the property for you. You can see here the natural gas fireplaces that are throughout, several of them in the home, including the master bedroom here, which you can see the high ceilings, and then you follow into the ensuite bathroom that has 4 pieces, large shower, even bigger tub with great views out the window to kind of enjoy those bright days. And then the downstairs and entertainment area for all of your friends and family to come over and enjoy the game or watch the Masters on a Sunday.
That is beautiful, surrounded by such lush greenery as well.
Exactly. To find that in the city is so difficult. To have something like this is an incredible option.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, Hart Hill Way.
Yes, Hart Hill Way, another one here in Barrhaven. This is a Hollister-built home. These are homes. Hollister was always revered as one of the better builders in this city, and you can kind of see the craftsmanship as you go through the home here. I mean, the natural gas fireplace, open concept kitchen. I love the contrast between the white countertops and the dark cabinets. Goes ahead and gives you really great options as far as how you want to style the place. And you can see here to the living room and main family room just off of the kitchen. Upstairs, you have the master bedroom. You can see how large it is and the windows on the left-hand side, followed by, the ensuite, which once again offers a large bathtub, which you can see is consistent in a lot of these houses. And then you have this shower as well. So, you get to pick and choose when you're in the bathroom, whatever makes you most comfortable. And then look at this backyard here. And this gives you really scale of the home. The lot's about 100 feet deep, so lots of room to activities.
I just love this size, and it looks like the layout really makes sense too. There's a lot of room, and there isn't any sort of dead space, if you will. It's just beautiful.
It gives you flexibility, which is what families are looking for these days.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, we got one more to look at. What is it, Ryegrass Way?
Yes, Ryegrass Way. We have a townhome here that we're going to see, a newer built. You can see it offers that patio in the front to kind of enhance the outer space. And as you come through the front doors here, you've got a tile entrance, nice to keep kind of the shoes and everything, all the dirt away. And then you can see in this home there's no carpet in it outside of the rug. So it's very, very easy to clean. And what I love here is they've opened this up. So where in this model you'd see sometimes a galley kitchen, they've opened it up to kind of invite you into the home a little bit better. And then stainless steel appliances, and upstairs as well. I love these tones, these creamy white and beige tones. Very modern, makes the space feel very open. And then you can see here the ensuite bathroom. And then this is an additional living space downstairs as well. So perfect for watching movies. And this is the backyard, which you get a little bit more space in this backyard, even though the grass hasn't turned as green as we like this summer.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a little crispy out there, but finally we got a little bit of rain today. Brett, these are beautiful homes. And that last one that you just showed, I was looking going, wait, was it $699?
Exactly. To get something new like that in the city for $699, close to amenities, close to the highway, it's just an unbeatable deal.
Yes. Okay, folks want more info, want to look you guys up, how can they get in touch?
Yeah, you can follow us at BennettPros.com, or you can catch us on CFRA on Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Brett, thank you very much for coming by. It's always fun to go through these homes. So much fun. Don't forget, you can listen to the Bennett Real Estate and Wealth Show with Marnie Bennett Saturdays at 1 p.m. on 580 CFRA. Coming up, feeling stuck on your wellness journey? Keaton Basso, co-owner and co-founder of Verve Movement, joins us to talk about their holistic approach. That is just ahead. Our guest is standing by in the CTV Morning Live Lazy Boy Lounge, and there as well, walking him through. We're looking forward to that coming up after the break. It's 7:46 on your wet Thursday. You're watching CTV Morning Live. We'll be right back. Good morning, Ottawa.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Taking a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. The rain continues through the morning, the afternoon, the night, and through tomorrow. So if you leave your home, do not forget your umbrella. Some showers continuing on for at least the next day or so. Well, the Verve Movement approach is designed to empower individuals on their wellness journey through a holistic and personalized methodology. Keaton Basto is co-owner and co-founder of Verve Movement, and he joins us to tell us a little bit more about the method, events-based, modern stretching, and wellness therapies. Thanks for joining us this morning, Keaton.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks for having me.
So there's so much that you guys do over there, and we're going to get into a very special one that's actually, it feels so good because I've had it before and I can't wait for viewers to take a peek at it. But before we get into that, tell me a little bit about Verve Movement and what you guys do.
So we're a relatively new wellness boutique clinic offering fascia stretch therapy, kinesiology, physiotherapy, among other types of modalities. And we employ a patient-centered approach where we focus on the client's goals and helping them to improve and optimize their health.
Yeah, and you do so much, right? Like, and when you're taking in a client, like, you must love what you do because you have, you do work with the Redbacks players, but for years you've helped anyone and everyone with particular problems. What does it mean to you when you see someone come in and then when they come back to you and they're like, man, you know what, Keaton, that felt so good, like my life is better?
Yeah, it's super rewarding being able to do what we do. People coming in, everyday people, also, yeah, high-level athletes, seniors, anybody and everybody. We work with them to help improve their, whether it's their range of motion, whether it's their overall, health and well-being. And, we're very fortunate to get to do what we do, and it brings us joy getting to help people get active, get back to their activities, and be able to live a high-quality lifestyle.
Yeah, well, especially when he gets lost a little bit because of an injury or a problem, that's a part of your life, so you're missing that. I do a lot of CrossFit and a lot of sports, so what we're going to go through today is what you've talked about that maybe a lot of people aren't aware of.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little fascia stretch therapy demo. So fascia stretch therapy is a table-based assisted stretching modality. Basically, it is massage therapy, Thai massage, other things all fused together, but also kind of utilizing different principles in the body, whether it be the fascia, which is essentially your connective tissue system and how it kind of connects everything together.
Okay.
So the goal would be to mobilize the fascia, the muscle, and everything in between. So we start at the deepest layer, which is basically the joint capsule. So in Will's case, being a CrossFit athlete, a lot of compression, right, going into the joints.
Oh, yes.
So we try to decompress the joints to the fascia at the deepest level, and then we work our way more superficially, right? So we would first start off with a bit of traction, just to kind of loosen things up, deeper in the hips.
Oh, and I know everyone in the control room is very jealous right now.
Yeah.
It already feels so good.
So then we kind of progress to a single leg. And then from there, we would kind of get into some more circular patterns, which helps to open up the joint in all the different ranges and patterns here. Our hips are designed to move. They're mobility joints. And if they're not moving properly, it increases our chance of, injury, whether you're a high-level athlete or if you're really tight and, you go to bend over and pick something up and, you end up compensating at the low back, you can end up with a low back injury. So there's a variety of reasons why opening up your hips, your joints to that deepest level is very important.
Yeah, and this is so great too, right? It's like you're just like, these are things that you can't really do by yourself. And you're just able to open up and like, oh, God, yeah. It feels so good because, again, something like this is just going to help so much with your mobility moving forward. Keaton, if people are looking to maybe book in with you or get some more information on this type of treatment, where should they head to?
So they can book online through our website, www.vervemove.com. There's a variety of social media channels, too, we're on. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. And you could also call the clinic too. Can post that number for you as well. But otherwise, we this in particular gets booked up pretty quickly because as you can feel, it's pretty relaxing.
This is the sweet spot, Keaton. Well, I'm going to continue on getting this treatment. We appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah.
But don't you stop. We're just going to go
to finish this off here, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Appreciate your time, Keaton, as always. This is just wonderful. If you're looking to feel a little bit better, Verve Movement is the way to go. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, taking a peek outside. We are going to continue to see some rainfall this morning and this afternoon. Definitely starting to see a slowdown the 417 and the 416, but continue to drive safely. A little slippery on those roads. Happy Thursday. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Happy Thursday, 8 o'clock on the nose. Welcome to CTV Morning Live. Really glad you can start your day with us. I know it's a little wet, but we're glad that you're here. Melissa is away for the rest of the week. Will, we'll take a look outside.
Yeah.
See what's going on here. Centennial Glass Sky Cam. And as you can see, pretty gray out there and wet. We got a system that's pushing through. Fairly slow moving, so that means we can expect showers on and off throughout the day, and there's the possibility of the odd thunderstorm as well, but we'll get your full weather forecast coming up in the next few minutes.
We begin with the latest on a brazen daytime attack that left an elderly woman with critical injuries. Police say the woman was stabbed at a grocery store in College Square, forcing the store to close for the day, leaving residents shaken. This happened at the College Square Loblaws around 1:35 p.m. Wednesday. Police say the victim entered the store with a friend before she was approached and attacked by a man. One person is in custody and an investigation is ongoing.
I'm surprised. You know, Loblaws, like, who'd have thought? Scary. It's scary. I mean, I've been coming here for years. I never had a problem.
It's very, very sad, you know. It's just sad that somebody was stabbed. You know, Loblaws is usually safe.
Police have not said whether the victim and suspect were known to each other. The suspect has not been identified.
2 children have been killed and 17 people injured after a school shooting in Minnesota Wednesday. The shooter has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Weston. Authorities believe that they acted alone and was armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. Weston took their own life behind the church. CNN is reporting that the 23-year-old graduated from the school and that their mother worked there previously. The FBI is calling the shooting an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. In videos posted to a YouTube page belonging to Westman, the suspect described their fascination with violence and obsession with mass shootings.
We often come to these and say, these unspeakable tragedies, or there's no words for this. There shouldn't be words for these types of incidents because they should not happen. And there's no words that are going to ease the pain of the families today.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz ordered flags be flown at half-staff at all state buildings indefinitely in honor of the victims. The Toronto Blue Jays also held a moment of silence ahead of last night's game against the Minnesota Twins at Rogers Centre.
Ottawa City Council has voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante. It comes after the Integrity Commissioner found the Rideau Vanier councillor engaged in harassment, intimidation, and bullying of residents on social media. The city's Integrity Commissioner looked at about 30 social media posts, and in one instance, Plante replied with a meme that said, "Behold, a man has arrived to share his manly view." Another used a thinking face emoji, which the Integrity Commissioner found conveyed sarcasm and calls into question the witnesses' credible engagement in the debate. The Integrity Commissioner found Plante violated a section of the city's code of conduct and recommended her pay be suspended for 3 days. Plante addressed her council colleagues before the debate.
As a whole, my post did not include abusive language. That means there was no threats, there was no insults, no profanity, nothing that meets the ordinary threshold of abuse, bullying, intimidation. Instead, she criticizes my tone, and tone is not the same as abuse or bullying.
Instead of docking her pay, council approved a motion put forward by Glenn Gower to receive the report and reprimand Plante with no financial penalty.
OC Transpo is facing more financial troubles. The transit agency projecting another multi-million-dollar budget deficit this year. The new report shows OC Transpo is expecting to run a $46.6 million deficit by the end of 2025. Staff say that's mainly due to low ridership and a lack of funding from upper levels of government. The 2025 municipal budget included a $36 million hole for possible funding from both the Ontario and federal governments, but no new funding has come through. Council did approve a plan to use $36 million from the reserves to cover the OC Transpo deficit if funding wasn't provided. The budget directions for 2026 include increasing the transit service levy and transit fares.
Voting is underway for Air Canada's flight attendants on the tentative agreement their union reached with the airline last week. Terms of the agreement include a 12% increase for junior flight attendants and 8% increases for more senior members in the first year, with raises coming the following 3 years. As part of the deal, flight attendants will now be paid when working while their plane is not in the air, depending on the type of aircraft that they're on. The voting opened Wednesday and it will run until September 6th. The ongoing trade war appears to be having a big impact on Canadian snowbirds, with many saying they will not be in a hurry to head south of the border this winter. And according to a new survey by Royal LePage, more than half of the Canadians say that they are planning to sell their American properties within the next year. 62% cited the Trump administration was the reason.
It's the broader issues with the U.S. federal government. The militarization of their cities. You know, one respondent said it felt more like Beirut than an American city.
There were some other reasons for selling. 33% say that they are motivated by personal and financial reasons, and 5% are worried about extreme weather. Cross-border travel has also dropped since the start of the trade war, with many Canadians choosing to take vacations somewhere other than the United States.
A Terry Fox documentary is in the works and will include a treasure trove of unseen footage.
Toronto filmmaker Sean Menard says he has pulled from more than 90,000 reels of restored and unseen footage for the film titled Run, Terry, Run. The film sheds light on the hurdles the Canadian icon faced along the Marathon of Hope and is set for release later this year. Terry Fox United Canadians is an effort to raise money for cancer research, though his run was cut short when cancer took his life in 1981. Obviously, Rosie, many Canadians and people just across the world probably really going to look forward to watching this one.
Yeah, and when you hear that there is just a treasure trove of footage, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unseen footage, stuff that we, you know, that's not really seen in the public. Like, I remember that shot there. They've showed that quite a bit, but when you can get sort of a behind the scenes look, maybe even more expression on his face, just to get an idea of what was going through his mind when he was doing that cross-country run. What a phenomenal figure.
And it's amazing to think that there is still so much of that unseen footage, because usually when you have that, you know, you want to get it out there.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's so much still behind the scenes that tells maybe a little bit of a different story, yeah, it's going to be really great.
It is. Okay, let's take a look now at your forecast. It's going to be a wet one today. Showers this morning into the afternoon, but take heart. For the end of the weekend, the long weekend, it's going to be quite nice, actually. Over the next 12 hours, cloudy conditions and rain. We could get the odd thunderstorm as well into the afternoon. 21. That is our forecast high for today. And we're looking now and seeing how things are going to shape up for us. So that's your wake-up weather, 12 degrees and light rain. And now we're going to run through this quickly. And we're going to see here how long the showers are going to last into tomorrow. Okay, so our regional forecast, you can see everyone pretty much in this region being affected by that system that's coming in from the northwest, bringing with it showers throughout the morning into the afternoon and the potential for a few thunderstorms. You can see there in the valley, Pembroke expecting a high of 17 degrees, chance of thunderstorms. Only looking for a high of 16 in Maniwaki and Kitigan-Zibi, and down to a low of 8 degrees for the overnight low. Into Cornwall and Kingston, 22 your high. It's going to be cloudy today. We're expecting rain throughout the afternoon and into the overnight hours. Gatineau, cloudy, showers, might get 10, maybe even up to 20 millimeters of rain by late tonight. We are expecting showers on and off with the possibility of a thunderstorm into Gatineau and Montreal. Mostly cloudy this morning, showers starting up into the afternoon, and a high of 22. Mont Tremblant, just be aware of this, heavy rainfall in a warning in effect for Mont Tremblant. Here's a look at the long range forecast. Okay, so yes, going to get a few showers into Friday and the possibility of showers on Saturday, but look at the end of the long weekend. Sunday, gorgeous sun cloud mix, 24. We're getting up to a high of 23 degrees on Labor Day Monday. It's going to be beautiful. And back to school on Tuesday for the kiddos, sun cloud mix and a high of 25.
Well, it's always so nice at the end of a long weekend when you can get some good conditions, maybe starting off with a little bit of rain. Time now for a live check on your time saver traffic. All right, things have changed a little bit, of course, at this time. Heavy buildup heading east on the 417. We are seeing slowdowns beginning at the 416 split until about Bronson. Also starting to see volume westbound on the Queensway between St. Laurent and Parkdale. And of course, with the rainfall, it definitely impacts your visibility out on the roads as well as the conditions. So continue to take your time, especially on this Thursday as traffic starts to build up a little bit. We are going to see that rainfall continue through this morning into the afternoon, potentially even for your commute home as well. So umbrellas, a necessary item, and leave yourself a little bit of time if you're not out on the roads just yet. Rosie, at this time, we are going to send things back over to you.
Thank you so much, Will. Get ready to get creative. This Saturday, St. Laurent Mall hosts a free community event with art, music, and prizes. Learn how you can make your own pencil case and support Kids Help Phone and meet the Ottawa Police Youth Unit all at the same time there. We are joined by Max Black, Arts and Education Coordinator for North America, to tell us how we can get involved in this even more. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's so great to meet you. Let's talk about what's happening at St. Laurent on Saturday, involving the community, involving youth, and getting creative.
We have a lot going on this Saturday. We actually have 2 different activities that are going on, as well as coloring pages. We actually have these beautiful little pencil cases that we're actually decorating today.
Oh, that's nice.
We'll actually be making some of those today.
Okay.
And here what you're actually able to do
nice
is to start from a basic design of nothing and create it to whatever you want it to be.
Beautiful.
So I've actually brought in some extras that we can kind of sort of sketch and practice with while we talk. I thought that'd be kind of fun. You can choose which color you want to start with.
Well, you gave me the green one there.
And the materials that we're going to be playing with this weekend is actually going to be these Pibio fabric markers. They are excellent. They are super cool. You can go on social media, find lots of videos of them. And what you do is that you use these on the fabric, and all you have to do afterwards, wait 2 hours to let it dry completely, iron it, and then it's dry, ready to go, and you can actually wash it and everything. So that's kind of the activity
that's going to be so much
doing.
fun. While we're doing that, can you tell me about North America Pibio? You just mentioned it there. What's that all about?
Yeah, so well, actually, we're a French company. We've been around for over 100 years. We're family-owned, 4th generation. And what we do actually here in North America, and actually in this campaign in particular, this is a national campaign that we have brought in a bunch of materials to work with Morguard to actually make a tremendous donation to Kids Help Phone. This is a national fundraiser. So when you're participating in this event, it's important for you to understand you are part of a national event. Already a couple locations have already done their events. We've got videos and photos of kids having so much fun, and now it's going to be here in Ottawa that you get to participate.
All right. Okay. Got to get the creative juices flowing. How do you get people started? You know, the youth come in at St. Laurent on Saturday. Where do we start?
First thing what I would get started with is I would actually start with a first marker, a first color. Pick your first color and start doing some line work. In this case, for example, I did some flowers, and I got started with one color and just started making some flowers. And that's something that you can actually sort of, you can mirror that. You can grab a first color and get started. A couple of the other activities that are going on that day, we also have a snack bar with snacks that have been provided to us by Colonel's, Cinnabon, and Shoppers Drug Mart. The actual workshops themselves are actually going to be taught by professional artists from the Ottawa School of Art. That's a major partner with this. They always bring in their artists. So we're talking about quality education with professional level materials for a back-to-school event supporting Kids Help Phone. All around, this is a bunch of community partners coming together to do good. And that's what we need more of.
We do need more of that. And it's wonderful because you're also going to have the youth division of Ottawa Police available too. What are they going to do? Like talk to the kids, just be available?
That's exactly it. So they're going to have a kiosk there where you can just come and chat with them, they'll be actually able to approach and just get to know your community. Right? That's the whole thing, is that sometimes we're stuck on our phones or we're stuck in our own sort of world online, and this is an opportunity to come meet people live. Come have some fun, do some art. We have a live DJ as well. There's just a bunch of stuff going on that you'll be able to participate. It's completely free. It's drop-in, no registration. Just come say hello, come have a great time. Again, as well, in these little note bags as well, you've actually got also this little card here, which has a little savings card that you can actually go to pibio.com and actually get 20% off. So that's the other thing as well. Back to school is really expensive. We want to help. It's a very stressful time for a lot of students, for a lot of people, for families, and this is all ages. Everyone can join, but really, again, it's about trying to help our youth in a very stressful time, right?
Max, can I just say this? Right now, I'm not on my phone. I'm actually just focusing on creating a little bit of my own little artwork, and it's so relaxing. This is wonderful. This is a great exercise here.
I'm so glad that you're experiencing that, because this is exactly that, and that's kind of why I jump right in and go, here, I'm going to give you materials, I'm going to get you started right now, because you will actually feel your cortisol levels going down, you feel the calm.
So nice.
There is so much science behind this. I don't need to say it. You Google it, you will find endless articles on it.
I think it's great.
This is so important for our mental health, so important for our lives.
Pebio is a family-run business, and this is wonderful what you're doing in concert with Saint Laurent on Saturday. Come in there
from 11 o'clock to 4. Come on in, drop in, all ages, everyone, come visit. Again, we also have prizes as well. You just come on in. You want to come in person for the prizes, fill a ballot, and then we'll be pulling the ballots at the end.
Oh, I love it. Max Black, thank you so much for just lowering my cortisol levels and letting me take in a little bit of art. I'll keep it going. I'll keep it going, all right? Thank you, Max. Thank you so much. You're watching CTV Morning Live, and we got so much more to come up here. Back to school and back to the office. Got you stressed? WeCook's here to help. They show us how chef-crafted meals can save the day. You can see Will's in there with our guests in the CTV Morning Live Delorier Kitchen. That is coming up after the break. It's Thursday. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Good morning, Ottawa.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Kicking it off with a cool one today. You can celebrate the Welsh history and culture all weekend long at Welsh Fest on Spark Street. Live entertainment from Wales, including clog dancers, brass bands, and more. Tomorrow features seminars on Welsh language, folk dancing, and harp workshops. And the fun continues through Sunday. This goes until midnight each night, so you have lots of time to check it out. Next up, the Gatineau Hot Air Balloon Festival is happening all weekend, 5 days of fun for the whole family. And not just hot air balloons, there's live music and entertainment, a silent disco, local vendors and food, plus a midway, a vintage car show, and nightly fireworks. Lots more on that list too. This festival gets better and better every single year. And finally, tonight is the Urban Art Collective Hintonburg Night Market. Hintonburg is your spot tonight for food, drinks, live music, and dozens of local vendors. Check it out with some friends or by yourself. Lots more happening around Ottawa this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name is Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Who doesn't love to eat? It's the getting there we could do without. So we grab, we go. But fueling up isn't eating well.
With back to school and back to the office season in full swing, they are here to show us some chef-created meals. And for those busy weeknights and office lunches and to make them stress-free, we got Executive Chef Gabriel and Marketing Manager Megan joining us from WeCook this morning with all these delicious items. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning, Will.
It's so great to have you here, especially me, because I love pre-arranged meals because it takes away so much stress. And this time of year, you know, we're coming off summer vacation, we're getting back to school, hockey tryouts, soccer's over, but all these things start to happen. We don't have a lot of time. So something like this time of year is really great.
No kidding. I mean, September is a busy time. And ultimately, what takes the stress of the evening is cooking. So WeCook provides you a meal that is ready to reheat in just about 2 minutes. So you can grab a couple of meals for those days in the office, reheat them when you don't have a whole half-hour or hour lunch break, or even just pop a family-sized meal in the microwave a couple of minutes, and you've got a family meal ready for those hectic weeknights. So it really is like a lifesaver for this time of year specifically.
It's so great too, and they taste so good. You know, the macronutrients are on there depending on maybe your nutrition goals for what you have. And what are some of the items that you have here today? Because there's such a long array of things, which is amazing.
Right, so we have an awesome, obviously, lineup of ready-to-eat meals. We've got some protein bites, some egg bites, and ultimately we have super flexible plans. So you can kind of mix and match, grab a couple of those small meals for those office days, those family-sized meals for those busy weeknights, and then throw in a couple of egg bites for those busy mornings, or protein bites for those snack periods in the afternoon. So really an awesome and super flexible plan for every consumer.
I mean, we all know that I had my eye on those energy bites
No
from the
kidding.
get-go. I almost messed up the whole thing here,
For
the whole
sure.
setup, because it looks so good. What are some Megan, staples that you have at your home that you're like, all right, these ones are the best?
I mean, we don't go a week without ordering any of the meatball dishes. I'm a big fan of the salad, just because you don't think about how much goes into a salad to have variety in each salad you're having each day. Those are my favorite. Egg bites, I used to make them myself. I ran out of time, or didn't want to buy those ingredients every week, so now I just pop these in and I'm ready to go. It's really, really awesome. Lifesaver.
Yeah, also when you make your own egg bites too, like half of them, to get them out of the pan and out of the buffet container, it's not worth it.
No kidding. They all end up rounded and ugly.
Yeah, have you guys do the work for you, make our lives easier. Gabriel, you're one of the chefs and you create all these amazing meals, and obviously you do that with intention because everything here is so great. So what is your thought process when you start to build these?
But first of all, just to add what Megan just said, we just did 2 weeks back-to-back with Schwartz. I don't know if you know the Smoke Me Schwartz.
Oh, yeah.
We're very strong on collaboration with Canadian partners. We're about to launch also another plate with Piqué Souban. We're super stoked about this. But just for an example, when you're at work, you grab a salad, as you can see there. Megan just showed it to you. But at home, a good example, like a nice grilled chicken made from scratch. We grill back home with real people on the barbecue with flames, nice market vegetables and wild rice, cream, wonderful cream with mushroom. And as you can see, we're 3 today. There's enough for 4, there's plenty for 4 people. We're 3, we're gonna have to fight over the last portion. I'm sorry, Will, but we don't have a big microwave here because there was not enough space, but there's a very, very generous quantity of protein per people.
Just if I may. I am the designated, that they call me meat man here at the office.
The meat man, you're the meat man. So the meat man says yes.
Meat man gives it a 10 out of 10 so far.
And also, we were talking about balanced meal. We have a beautiful source of vegetables and fiber for kids, for adults. We have an amazing rice. We have a nice little lean piece of grilled chicken. It's best of all the worlds that you actually need for your lunch.
That's everything right there. You got your protein,
Yes.
your veggies, your carb source for energy.
Yes.
And when you make this, Gabriel, how long is it from the time that you cook it up and then put it in the package and send it away?
But for real, usually at home, it would take you hours, marinated the chicken, starting the barbecue, cooking the wild rice, but this is ready under 2 minutes.
Oh, that's
under 2 minutes, zero stress. You just sit down with the kids, enjoy your night.
It's so great. I mean, it's so convenient. It's so stress-free. Oh, now you got the sauce on that. I need to take another piece here. I've been instructed I can't use these knives. They're too sharp for me. We have to sign
do not hurt yourself.
a particular contract on that one. And Megan, for people that are maybe interested in trying these out, which they very much should, where should they head to?
Yeah, so you can check us out on our website, so wecookmeals.ca. You can choose what you want in your plan and take it from there. Straight to Flavortown, I would say.
Wow.
It's really epic,
Straight to Flavortown.
it's definitely worth checking out.
What we call them, holy macaroni?
Holy macaroni.
That's the new slogan that we have. We really appreciate your time this morning, and again, especially right now, as things are a little bit chaotic heading into the new school season, having the food prepared for you just really gives you that peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And it's a time saver and stress-free evening, so.
Well, we love that. Any stress-free evening where we can just kind of snacking away. We'll do that, right, Gabriel?
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you, Will.
If you would like to be featured on our Daily Dish idea, of course, you know, Meat Man here, you gotta bring some meat. No, that's not a necessity. Email us ottawa.morning@ctv.ca, and we would love to have you in. Rosie.
Whether you are renovating a kitchen or designing a custom furniture piece or looking for a unique built-in solution, our next guest crafts pieces that are as functional as they are beautiful. Jordan Lashinsky from JL Woodworking joins us this morning. I am so excited to speak with you this morning. Good morning to you, Jordan.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on. You have a beautiful array here of these cabinet doors.
Yes.
Let's talk about the business and what it is that you do.
So, as you said, we do kitchens, built-in furniture. We can do retail. So, to anyone who has a space that they need to have done up, we can come in and we can help design. If you have a say like Google Images, Pinterest, anything like that.
Yes, right.
So if you show me that and show me your space and your ideas in your head, we'll come and we'll sit down and we'll design something out and we'll budget it and we'll come fill up your space. And
beautiful.
And then we have an array of finishes we can provide. And we also work with a slew of other home builders, general contractors, designers of the city.
Okay.
So if you find them and you like their style more than mine or whatever, or if you just end up going with them, we can always just supply them with whatever they need and they'll go and install themselves. So,
Now, as I understand it, we were chatting a little bit earlier, the wood here coming from...
most of these doors come out of Quebec.
Nice.
If not this actual line here, the thermofoil doors are actually coming out of Kemptville, where our shop is.
Okay.
So they are literally like a 9-minute drive from our shop, and they do everything in-house. And so if there's any issues or whatnot, they are great for doing that, but there rarely ever is. So these are MDF doors, and they wrap them in thermofoil, which is a plastic wrap.
Okay.
And this is our sort of our entry-level line of pricing. And you can create a fabulous-looking kitchen, very customizable in terms of the designs. And as long as you're fine with their catalog of colors, we can definitely find something that would be great for an entry.
Okay.
And then we start moving into our sort of a thermally fused laminates and melamines.
Okay.
So these are actually not made of actual wood.
Wood, yes.
They're actually
laminates.
just So this is just a very pretty picture of it.
Yes,
and
yes, I got you.
The options in this are much more. A little more limited in terms of the design, but the appearance is great. The durability for these two are actually very excellent. And if there's any ever damage, we can replace it and it'll look like 5 years later, it'll look exactly the same. So we don't have to worry about stain matching or anything like that.
That's good to know.
And then we also we can get them with the integrated handles for some of the designs. So they have like different shapes and styles. It's a wonderful, actually it's quite for modern looks. Then we start moving into, this is from Caron out of Quebec as well, and we start going into the solid wood or painted. So they have a huge line, hundreds of different styles that we can work with. So the reed panel and the thin shaker are very popular these days.
This is nice.
So so we're seeing a lot more accents, vanities, combination of doing a regular shaker or a flat slab door with these. And so we can get that with either with the flat or with the reed and different frames on there. And then we start moving into the standard classic shakers and solid wood, stained or painted if they insist.
And this is wood, right?
This is actual solid wood.
Here.
Yeah,
That's
you can see the end grain in there. So
beautiful.
you got the cherry. This is white oak.
Okay.
This is maple. We can get it with or without the little accents, and we can do all types of stuff.
That's gorgeous. I love that you're showing us the actual doors here. But what's going on behind here? Like, can we talk about some of the photos?
This is our very lovely, well-cleaned shop. This is actually our kitchen we shipped yesterday for
wow.
So this went to a fellow cabinet maker called CS Concepts.
Okay.
And so he has a smaller shop, so we can kind of make the cabinets for him, and he goes buys his doors and sends that out.
I
so
love
that. Our lovely employee Callie put those together for us.
I love that.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with wood?
I've been doing this about 15 years at this point.
Nice.
Yeah, we went. So I lived in Toronto for a good long while, so I went to Humber there. But a lot of the people that come through our shop for employment are from Algonquin. So Algonquin's made some very good cabinet makers for us over the years. So so it's been great. Yeah, and then we have that's going to Spark Street in a few days.
Oh, it is. Okay, there you go.
That's gonna be a lovely closet with a laundry area and a bench entry right in there. It's going right. We're just changing up a whole closet for an entry over there.
That's fantastic.
This is our CNC machine, which is a computerized cutting machine, and it's dusty because we were using it a lot. The upside to this is we can make cabinetry. If you go back a few years, cabinetry used to be a tolerance of about 1/16 of an inch, plus or minus. Now we're hitting about 0.5 millimeter. Like we're making precision
precise.
cabinetry, and it allows us to be very exact. The new hardware we can bring in is great for that, and it's very sleek, soft close everything, and allows us to do also other oddball projects and whatever anyone has imagined.
Terrific. If folks want to get in touch?
So we're called JL Woodworking, so woodbyjl.com is a great place. Has a contact form for us.
Okay.
Jordan at woodbyjl.com for our email.
There you
and
go.
those are two big ones. And
Okay.
if not, any of our partners like Bytown Design or even Thibodeau out of Kemple. Yeah.
Love it. Jordan Lashinsky, thank you so much for coming by, giving us these gorgeous samples here of your woodworking creativity. You're watching CTV Morning Live. It's a wet start to your day. No major slowdowns on the roadways so far. We'll be right back after this short break. Good morning, Ottawa.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. This morning, you are waking up to a little bit of light rain that is going to continue throughout the day. So if you haven't left yet, make sure to grab your umbrella, sitting at 12 degrees. Temperatures may be feeling a little bit cooler over the next couple of days. We do see some sunshine, though, for your long weekend, but we're kicking off today with some rain. Ottawa City Councillor voted to reprimand but not dock the pay of Councillor Stephanie Plante for social media posts during the debate on spring structures. Shepherd had recommended Plante's pay be suspended for 3 days as punishment for violating the code of conduct. Let's check in with Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush on News Talk 580 CFRA. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. When I first heard about this story on CTV, I thought, what did she do? What did she say? This must be really interesting. And then I find out it's a mansplaining meme and the thinking emoji. Seriously? Somebody complained about that? You complained about that. You think that that's intimidating and harassing? A couple of memes on social media? You've got to be kidding me here. Come on. Listen, this is democracy working. There's so many negative things about social media and so much hatred out there. Every once in a while, I think we should appreciate the good news. This is a situation where you can have a direct debate with your member of city council. Be grateful for that. That's exciting that you can do that. That's one of the great things about social media. You can go on X and talk to a CEO. They will hear your views about something their company has done in a way you would never have gotten access before social media. You might even get the attention of the President of the United States or the Prime Minister of Canada by going on social media and speaking to them in a way that they might well see while they're sitting in their bathroom early in the morning. This is fantastic. Be grateful you have access. Now, I think Stephanie Plante got down in the dirt a little bit. She sounded kind of thin-skinned and defensive. And when you heard her defend herself at City Hall this week, she also sounded a little thin-skinned and defensive, maybe a little childish as well. But that's great news, too. We got to learn a little bit more about a member of City Council a lot of us barely even think about. We get to decide for ourselves, wow, does she have a dim view of men? Is she a little anti-man? I don't know that she is, but I'm now thinking about it, and I'm now wondering if that's true. So I see nothing here. I don't even think she should have had a reprimand at all. I'm certainly glad they didn't dock her any pay. This is democracy. It's free speech. It's debate with your member of City Council, and you don't even have to go to City Hall. So let's be grateful. Let's grow up. There's way worse stuff going on in social media than this.
I was just going to say, you definitely see a lot more harassment and violation through social media. I mean, it can get ugly in a very quick period of time. Do you think this might hurt her in her future, though, that people might see her in this light? Because even if you don't look at all the facts and you just hear about the reprimandation and not look at it, you might just go, oh, okay, I have an opinion of her now.
Yeah, well, she only won that seat by a few hundred votes, I think. So, yeah, it could impact on her in the next election, and that's okay. That's also democracy at work. I think that it's probably more negative for her than it is positive. Some people will like her more. They'll say, I like that she's feisty, and I agree with her particular point of view on sprung structures as a reaction you might have. I'm glad she's out there fighting for us. Whatever your view is, that's the great thing. It's your view, and you get to vote and decide. That's why we don't need a reprimand in this situation. We already have a way of reprimanding members of City Council. It's called an election. Let's use that.
Yeah, of course. Well, always appreciate your time, Bill. Have a wonderful show.
Have a good day.
And you can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on News Talk 580 CFRA, weekdays from 6 until 10 in the morning.
It is time for Therapy Thursday with our friends from Move 100. Sophie and Jeff from Move 100 are here to share a story that will most certainly have their listeners talking, and it has us talking as well. Good morning to you, Sophie and Jeff.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, lay it on us. Tell us the story.
Amelia has written in, she's been dating her boyfriend for about a year. Spark is gone. She knows she's got to end it. But she's been invited to a friend's wedding a month from now in PEI, and she has no way to get there. But he has a car, and she's wondering, does it make her a terrible person to hold off just for 30 more days or whatever it is?
Ooh. Is that really a question? Do we really? She wants to know if that makes her a bad person, doing something like that? Come on. Come on. Come on. There goes Sophie. I'm going to say, not nice. Not nice at all. Can you imagine? Sophie, come on. So you're in this relationship and you're counting down 30 days and you're like going, well, I don't really like him. I have no interest. I'm not going to take this any further, but I'm going to hang around so I can get a ride. Where's your self-respect? Come on.
It's not really that. Maybe he wants to go to PEI. I hear it's beautiful this time of year.
Okay, you keep saying that, Sophie. Okay, so you're good with it. No problem.
I just think when you're in the dating world, there are so many things you have to navigate, and that it's not always as easy as just saying, break up with him and then go to PEI. Like, she's really stuck.
I like that she has a conscience, that it's obvious she does have one.
Yeah.
That she's asking, like, I feel kind of terrible. She really likes him, like, as a person. Like, obviously, they're still friends.
Well,
like,
then tell
him
him that. Tell him that. Break up, tell him that, and then go. And then if he wants to take you to PEI, then he can. But you need to come clean. Sorry, I had to cut you off there, Jeff.
Is there? We're trying to help her out a little bit, Amelia.
Okay.
We're trying to help Amelia, and we're trying to say, like, is there any difference, Rosie, between this and like figuring out around December 12th that you're not into him, and then hanging out until January 2nd to tell him?
No, it's not good. The truth. Just be honest. Because you're building all that tension inside. You have no interest and you're living a lie. Why do you want to live a lie?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know, right? Okay, so that's my advice.
But he may meet someone he really likes at the wedding. You never know.
Could be. Sophie and Jeff, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your Therapy Thursday.
It's free, so
I'm not sure the advice is worth the money either. Anyway.
There you go. Don't forget, you can listen to Sophie and Jeff in the morning, weekdays from 6 to 10 on Move 100. Over to you, Will.
Well, you know, Lions Club can be found all over the world, and we are fortunate to have a few around the city, including the Stittsville District Lions Club. They do community-based charity work and programs while contributing to Lions International. With me here today are Lion Beth Lewis and Lion Graham Amy. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Pleasure.
So tell me a little bit, before we kind of get into everything, what do you guys focus on, what you do at the club?
Well, Stittsville District Lions Club is a nonprofit service organization, and we raise money to support our communities as well as global projects through our Lions clubs international. So we do bottle drives, we sell raffle tickets, we do spring teas, spaghetti dinners. We also collect used glasses for third world countries.
So you just do everything.
Many more.
You just do everything. The list is a grocery list of a family of 10, okay? We'll do that, and they want snacks in there too. Graham, how great is it to do this work? You know, what's the purpose behind what you do? Because obviously you're helping so many people in such a variety of ways. So is that kind of the main reason?
It really is. It's all about service to our communities, both at home and abroad through Lions Club International. We really do enjoy having this opportunity to raise funds for very, very needy causes. Cancer is one of our global priorities, and diabetes, autism, that sort of thing, and the list goes on and on from there.
And you guys see firsthand, you know, when you're doing these charities and these events and these fundraisers and what it's for, and you probably see directly how it is impacted in a positive way. When you're seeing that, like, how amazing is it? And you know, tell our viewers about the work that you do, and then it's boom, it's right there, and it is helping people.
Definitely, yes.
And how can people get involved? Because obviously you guys are always looking for new members, and you know, people probably want to help a little bit. So how would they do that?
Yes, we're always looking for new members because the more hands we get, the more service that we can provide to the community. And it's pretty simple to get a hold of us. You can check out our website. If you want to know more about us, you can send us an email or you can click on the Join Us, and one of us will get back to you.
Okay, well, let's talk about the travel lottery here, because this is really great. And I love this idea. Lion on the Beach travel lottery, and look at that. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that when you take a look at a picture. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, this is a new fundraiser. We're trying to put the fun back in fundraising. This is a travel lottery, obviously, that we called Lion on the Beach, just for fun, and every pun intended. So with this, it's not just one draw and done. We're going to have 12 monthly draws starting in November, and it's going to be different packages. The first package is for the Dominican Republic, all inclusive for true round trip from Ottawa. The next package is a cash draw in December. Couldn't use a little extra cash in December. Then we have Costa Rica. We've got a couple of Cuba packages, Canadian destinations.
Wow.
But one of the nicest things about this lottery is its flexibility. We can mix it up and change it. If you win the Paris trip and you've been there, done that, you want to go someplace sunny and warm in the wintertime, you simply talk to our travel agent and you arrange to go where you want, when you want, how you want. You want to extend the week on the beach for another week?
No problem.
Excellent. You take the budget that you won and you use that, work with our travel agent to go where you want, like I said, how you want, when you want.
Well, I love that. I think it's such a great idea and a wonderful campaign. Lion on the Beach.
Yes.
Graham and Beth, really appreciate your time this morning, and thank you for all the work that you do, because it truly positively impacts everyone in our community.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us here.
Well, we're going to take a peek outside through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, because as you can see there, you can't see anything. And that's due to the rainfall that's continuing on this morning and the rest of the day. Roads are feeling a little bit slippery. Stay with us, though. We will be right back on this Thursday edition of CTV Morning Live.
On Sunday, October 5th, CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids will support the largest redevelopment campaign in CHEO's 50-year history. Join CTV and Move 100 and register now for the 5K or 10K timed all-terrain routes or the 2K accessible family fun run at Wesley Clover Parks. Whether you run, walk, or cheer participants on, there will be something for everyone with music, food, and activities to enjoy. Register now for CHEO's RBC Race for the Kids and help support pediatric health care in our community.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sneha Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, the #1 Ford EV dealer in Ontario.
Taking a last look now at our forecast for today. Here's a look over the next 12 hours. Expect mostly cloudy conditions. It's going to be a pretty gray day and a pretty wet one as well. Slow-moving system pushing into the region may result in a couple of thunderstorms. That is possible into the afternoon. We could get 10, maybe even up to 20 millimeters of rain. So it is going to be a wet one for you today. 21 the high, and we should be at about 19 degrees at around 5 p.m. Here's a look over the next 3 days. That system still hanging around. So Friday, a good chance we're going to see some more showers into the morning, only getting up to a high of 18. And then taking a look at Saturday, sun cloud mix, a good chance, well, a slight chance actually, of a couple of showers in the morning, a high of 19 and down to a low of 10 degrees. Now let's check out TSN's must-see moment.
Hey everyone, Adam Scully here in the Sports Center newsroom. Time now for your must-see moment from Wednesday. Before that, we head to the Jays and the Twins. Top three, Brooks Lee cranks one to deep center. Dalton Varsho races back, makes a great catch while crashing into the wall. An amazing catch from the Jays center fielder. Good enough for your must-see moment. And today on TSN, early round coverage of the U.S. Open continues. 4 Canadians in action. All-day coverage begins at 10 a.m. Central. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
So it's a little hard to believe that we're already getting towards the very end of August. And throughout different stages, you know, we might have some different plans. Maybe you're already back for getting ready for back to school next week. Maybe some hockey tryouts. Maybe you're just cooling off. What about you? Any plans for this extended long weekend?
It's so great to have that day off. I'm like, oh, right. It's a long weekend. I just start smiling as we get toward the end of the week because it's just always just so busy, as you know, right? So I don't have major plans for like the Sunday/Monday, but after speaking with Nee from the Ottawa Jollof Festival, which is happening on Sunday, I think I'm going to go. It's a celebration of Nigerian food and culture, and everybody's invited, and that's happening on Sunday. So I think I'm going to make a mental note and make it out there. There you go.
Isn't that great when we have these people, then we get ideas to do.
Great city.
Just
so
like
much
that.
to see and do. We'll see you right back here at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Don't forget the umbrella. Take good care.